the secret history of Vietnam from Infowars.com. Infowars.com. It's December 3rd, Saturday, 2016. 3 years later, we're talking about this article by Daniel Denfer. If you thought you knew all there was to know about the Vietnam War, you were wrong. For example, ever heard of Mir Guk Rule, a code of conduct the U.S. military came up with in order to make it easier for soldiers to murder Vietnamese citizens without feeling too bad about it? It's only a Mir Guk you're killing. Well, few people knew about this bit of history, either until author Nick Torres discovered it in secret U.S. military archives, which he used as the primary sources for his newest book, Kill Everything That Moves, The Real American War in Vietnam. The book is based on Torres' discovery of theretofore secret internal military investigations of U.S. perpetrated atrocities, alongside extensive reporting in Vietnam and among American veterans. And it reminds us that the most significant fact about the Vietnam War is its most overlooked, massive and devastating Vietnamese civilian suffering. The debate over the U.S. war in Vietnam continues to hang over this country's most recent and techno-futuristic imperial adventures.
See, the student.
Trying to make a video. You're ruining my video. I don't have time for her.
Can I see her?
No. Unless if you stay here long enough.
Can you add her?
No. I don't know. You can find her on my Facebook. The debate over the U.S. war, it continues. Okay. With the imperial adventures. Nick's where is this? Nick's book makes for a timely, if extraordinarily painful reading, and I sat down with him recently to talk about the ongoing relevance of Vietnam massacres and secret photocopying.
What's her name?
Whole U.S. government archive. Her name is
Facebook.
Diem Pham.
Diem Pham.
Diem Pham. Yeah.
You see your friend?
I don't know. Maybe not. Now let's go to the rest of the article. Wait one moment as we load the video.
Yeah.
Wow, this is taking a lot of time.
Hey.
Okay, those are some bodies of some people that were dying. Millions and millions of people were dying and being killed and murdered and stuff, even in Vietnam. Let me make the words a little bit bigger. They interview this guy and they ask, your book documents how the American war in Vietnam was a fight systematically waged against the civilian population. How does this account you documented differ from the Vietnam War as its popularity remembered in the United States today? Nick Torres says, we have 30,000 books in print on the Vietnam War, and most of them deal with the American experience. They focus on American soldiers, on strategy, tactics, generals, or diplomacy out of Washington and the war managers there. But I didn't see any that really attempted to tell the complete story of what I came to see as the signature aspect of the conflict, which was Vietnamese civilian suffering. Millions of Vietnamese were killed, wounded, or made refugees by deliberate U.S. policies, like the almost unrestrained bombing and artillery shelling across wide swaths of the countryside. That is deliberate policies dictated at the highest levels of the U.S. military, but any discussion of Vietnamese civilian suffering is condensed down to a couple pages or paragraphs on the massacre at My Lai. This isn't the book that you initially intended to write. Tell me about the Vietnamese war crimes working group and the documents that you found. I was working on a project on post-traumatic stress disorder among U.S. Vietnam veterans. I would go down to the National Archives and I was trying to find hard data, military documents to match up to the self-reports that we had from veterans about their experiences during the war. And on one of these trips, I hit dead ends at every turn. After 2 weeks, I had nothing to show for my research. I went to an archivist I worked with. I told him I couldn't go back to my boss empty-handed. He thought about it for a second and he asked me, "Do you think witnessing war crimes would cause post-traumatic stress?" I told him, "Excellent hypothesis," and asked what he had. Within an hour, I was going through this many boxes actually. These reports of massacres, murders, rape, torture, assault, mutilation, records put together by this Vietnam War Crimes Working Groups, impanelated in the Army Chief of Staff's office in the wake of the My Lai massacre, to track any war crimes cases or allegations that bubbled up from the field, to make sure that the army wasn't caught flat-footed again, and whenever it could, it tried to tamp down these allegations.